Hello again, grade 3/4s. Welcome back to our next science lesson about daytime and nighttime. Okay, now as you know, this is a space unit, so we're going to be doing some more stuff about the Earth and the Sun. And we're going to do some investigating today. We've got some pictures to draw, some diagrams to label. So let's dive straight in and get into it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over here to my picture of the Earth again. Here we are, we've got the Earth floating in space. I've got it paused at the moment, it's not moving, it's just sitting there. And at the moment I'm looking at Africa and Europe here, but we can see that it's all quite bright. We can see all of this. Now, obviously, if I go around to the other side of the world, we can see this side of the world is dark, okay? It is nighttime on this side of the world. Okay, so at the moment, Australia is in nighttime on this picture. In fact, we can see down there, down the bottom, we've got Melbourne there, all the bright lights are. Okay, it is definitely nighttime there now. Everyone have just turned their lights on. Okay, now when we have a look at this, we notice that there is a part, sort of like this imaginary line here, where we can see that one side of the Earth is in daytime and the other side of the Earth is in nighttime. Okay, now this happens, of course, because if I turn it around, you can see the sun is in that direction, shining on that side of the world. Okay, so if I just move around here a little bit, look at it. There we go. Sun over here, shining on this side of the world. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play this simulation. This simulation is in fast forward, so it's moving around much quicker than it normally would. But you can see here that the daytime and nighttime is actually caused by the Earth rotating around, spinning around on its axis. Its axis is like an imaginary line that it spins around because it's a little bit tipped to one side, a little bit tilted. And as the world spins on its axis around and around, some parts are in daytime and some parts in nighttime. Now let's have a look at this here. This line here, this is the dawn. As the different countries in the world spin and face the sun, they enter the daytime. So you can see Africa here is nighttime, but the sun's just coming up for them now, and they'll turn their lights off, and now it's daytime for them. It's the morning time. Okay, as time goes on now, it's sort of like time for them to have their morning snack, getting closer to midday. And as they're about midday, we can see South America here. It's morning time for them now. Morning time. Everyone's got up there now, heading off to work, having their breakfast and getting ready for the day, moving closer onto the morning. And when it's facing straight at the sun, that'll be the middle of the day. Now, Australia, let's have a look at Australia. It's nighttime for Australia at the moment. New Zealand's up. Now, just going to pause it here. Okay, this is just the dawn time. We can see people are just starting to turn their lights off because the sun is coming up, and it is early in the morning in Australia here. Now I'm going to pause it again a bit further. Pause it again. Here we go. Now it's morning time over for us in Portland down here. However, Western Australia, it's still nighttime for. They're actually behind us on the clock there. So they actually, it's still earlier in the morning for them. That's why different places around the world have different times, different time zones, because the sun comes up for them at a different time of day, or a different time. Okay, let's keep going. And as we go, let's follow Australia around this time. Okay, morning time in Australia. As we get a bit further on, we've got about snack time. Everyone's stopped now to have their snack. Okay, we're facing pretty much right at the sun now, so it's midday, having our lunch. Now we're going home from school. It's starting to get darker. And just about now is sunset. Yep, sunset's coming in. People are sitting at home had their dinner, ready for bed, and then bedtime because you guys obviously go to bed um, uh, well before midnight. Midnight would be right on the opposite side. So that's that's how it works. It's quite interesting to see because often we think about daytime and nighttime as the sun going around the earth and which side the sun is facing, but it's not the sun that's moving around that makes daytime and nighttime. It's the earth that's spinning around. Now, I mentioned it spins on its axis. Its axis is an imaginary line. I can actually turn the axis on. Okay, so let's have a look at this. I'm going to turn the axis on. Okay, there we are. Cool. All right, see that blue line I've just made there? This is an imaginary line. It's not a real line, but it goes from the North Pole to the South Pole. So you can see the South Pole's under there, North Pole above. This is the imaginary line that the Earth rotates around on. Okay? And that, over the course of time, um, just spins and spins and makes our daytime and nighttime. Okay. Alright, I'm going to pause this simulation now because I've got a task for you guys today. Okay, I'll switch out and I have an activity here. Okay, now you guys don't have an actual handout or a sheet or anything, so I'm going to get you guys just to draw this. You just need a piece of paper. We're going to have two of them. The actual sheet would look like this. We have one at the top and one at the bottom. Now the top one is called Where I Am When It Is Daytime. So you actually have to write that title and then you have to draw two circles. Now the circles, I want you to use something to draw it with. The bigger circle, find like a big cup to draw the sun. And then for the earth, just get like the lid of a glue stick or something like that. Something small, because I want you to make them nice and neat. You've got the sun and the earth. Now, if you remember last lesson, the sun and the earth would not actually look like this. The sun would be way bigger or the earth would be way smaller in a dot. But we're just pretending, for this case, we're sort of zooming the earth in to make it bigger so we can see this daytime and nighttime. Okay, so we'll got where I am when it is daytime. Now I'm going to try to do this on the computer here. No guarantees, but I'm going to give it a shot so you guys can see what you need to do. Okay, first of all, we just label these ones. So this one here, you write the sun, and this one here, you write the earth. Nice and simple. Okay, from there, you're going to draw in the sun's rays. The sun shines straight at the earth. So I'm going to draw some straight yellow lines here, straight as I can with my mouse. I'm not a very good drawer with my mouse. I'm going to put my opacity up. There you go. Okay, shining straight at the earth. So with the sun shining straight at the earth, this side of the earth is going to be daytime. Now we're going to try and draw the earth here because we've actually got to put where we are. So I'm just going to start by coloring the earth in. Let's make it blue. Then I will draw in Australia because we're obviously here in Australia. So I'm going to see if I can do this. Draw Australia, get up to Queensland and around. Oh, it's a very dodgy Australia, but I'll give it Tasmania underneath. Very hard with the mouse. There we go. There's my dodgy Australia. Above that, let's put Papua New Guinea and Indonesia. Okay. And I might as well put in a little bit more up to China. And I'll put in Japan. In a funny little Japan. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. And on this other side of the world, I'm going to put in Canada and America and South America. Whoops, going the wrong way, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. So here's my very bad drawing of Earth with my mouse. All right, I'm going to color those ones in. Okay, so now the main thing we want on here really is Australia, because we've got to say where we are. Now, what I'll do is I will put a black line here, and I'm just going to point. Oh, if I can, not the paintbrush. There we go. Point down here to Australia, and I'm going to write where we are. I'm going to put me. This is me. That's where I am. Okay, because right now in the daytime we would be on the side closest to the sun. So I'm actually going to draw the daytime and the nighttime so we can see where that would be like. So I'm going to fatten this up a little bit, and I'm going to make it a bit different. So I'm going to draw the nighttime side on this side. Okay. Ooh, I'll do that again actually. Okay. Draw this side of the world is darker. So with you, you can just do it with a pencil and just shade it in just to make it darker on one side. Okay, there we go. All right, so here we are. We have, I better color in my sun. There we go. We have the sun, and you're right, the sun, shining straight at the Earth. And at the Earth, in the daytime in Australia, we'd have Australia on the sunny side of the Earth. And that makes it daytime for us. Okay? Makes it daytime for us. On the opposite side is nighttime. Okay, easy enough. All right, give that a try. Try and be as accurate as you can. Make your drawings. Remember, our science drawings are always careful. And once you've done that, give it a try for nighttime as well. I'll go down to the nighttime one. The nighttime one is just the same, except this time you label it where I am when it is nighttime. And this time, you are going to be on the dark side. So Australia's got to be on this side. Don't worry if you're not very good at drawing the Earth. That's not really the task. But just try your best and make sure you label that you're on the dark side this time. All right. So boys and girls, that's pretty much it. So I will switch back to my camera. So boys and girls, give that a try and make sure you hang on to any of the work you do, because you can bring that into school and we can share that in our science lessons. We can actually put them into our science journals when we get back at school, all of that sort of stuff. So thank you for your hard work. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Catches.